What's going on, guys? This is Kevin Gidrey, your host to the Find a Way podcast, and we have another very special guest, actually one of our members here at Find a Way Fitness. Recently went through an amazing transformation. We started training back last year, and then headed into 2021. We literally found a way to help her, and I'm not even going to share the numbers. I'm going to let her talk about it. Because it's pretty awesome to see a journey from A through Z, and we're not even at Z. We're actually probably in the middle. And it's going to be a heck of a story for a lot of moms, a lot of people in the community that just want change in 2021. Without further ado, we have Kristen here. Kristen, and I always think about this, Kristin Plautz or Kristin Plautz?
Plautz.
Kristin Plautz. What a host to know your member's last name, how to pronounce it. But more importantly, I wanted the people to see, like, who is Kristen? What is Kristen about? Where are you from? What do you do? Where do you work out? Tell us some good stuff.
Where do I work out? So I am born and raised right here in Raleigh and grew up in Wake Forest, and I've stayed in the area. We did a short stint in Cary, but have mostly stayed around. Our families are all right here. I went to local high schools and actually have slowly watched my high school cheerleading team migrate into the gym, which has been interesting.
That's pretty cool.
And some other friends just maybe that I haven't seen for all those years, to like reconnect with them through this gym has been really cool. So let's see, I turned 30 at the end of last year, which was kind of some of the prompting that led me,
the motivation,
to try to start bettering myself. It's not going to get any easier as we get older. And I'm married. I've been married for 11 years now. I got married super young.
Wow, at 20?
Do that math, guys. 19. So 19 when I got married. My husband is also from here. He was born in Girlsboro, but grew up in Cary. We have 2 kids. They are 5 and 6 now. And it was kind of this idea that I would just wait till they started school.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it was always like, wait till you're done having babies.
Yeah.
Wait till you have childcare. Wait till they go to school. Wait till. And finally, really honestly, COVID kind of presented me with this unique opportunity because my husband works from home now.
Uh-huh.
And so I have the built-in childcare to be able to do this.
Yeah.
And so I know that COVID has not been great for a lot of people, but it did give me time and some flexibility that I didn't previously have to be able to put my effort in here and make sure home is still covered.
Yeah, no, that's interesting because I think 2020 was the year of the pivot, and as your husband had to pivot from working outside of, I'm not sure where he works, but he had to obviously go somewhere to go to work. Now he can work from home, and you're able to leverage that in order to take 45 minutes to go work out for yourself. And like you said, I know I train a lot of moms that usually put themselves second, right? As a mom, you're always serving not only your kids, your husband.
Try last.
Yeah. So, and I definitely get that. And when that's happening, after having 1, 2, 3 babies, you kind of forget about who you were beforehand, right? Your body, how it worked, how you used to exercise, or even how you even did whatever you did beforehand. And then you start seeing those pounds creep up, and they get a little bit 10, okay, 15, all right, 20, all right, now it's time for change. Like, when was that moment where you said, okay, enough is enough, I'm about to take care of business?
So I remember having this feeling, and I was sharing this with my husband not too long ago, where in high school I thought, oh my gosh, if I ever weighed 150 pounds, like, I would die. Like, that would just be the end game for me. And when I was pregnant, of course, I gained a lot of weight and I crept up over 200. But it was when I was done having babies, and now, say, 4 years out from having babies, and just kind of forgetting anything that I was really capable of, when the scale was over 200, that's hard. When the scale was over 200 for me at that point, that was hard to look at. Yeah. It was hard to want to get dressed. It was hard to want to go out in public. Yeah. I remember just trying to find the before and after pictures. I had to search my phone, and actually had to find one on my husband's phone, because I had strategically made sure I was never in a full body shot.
Oh,
or there was a
wow.
kid in front of me, or I'm peeking over someone's shoulder,
Yeah.
or, you know, you angle your phone up, or you angle it down just a little to just get, you know, neck and above. And then it occurred to me that I didn't have all these pictures from all these things we had done or experiences we'd had.
Wow.
Because I didn't want to be in a picture.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's kind of hindsight's 2020, but it was hard to look through that and realize all of those times I had made that conscious decision.
Yeah.
And so finally it was actually after it went over 210, because when I started at the gym, I was 213. Once it went over 210, and I had to buy size 18 pants, I remember thinking, if I get any bigger, where would I even buy pants?
Oh, wow.
Like, where do you buy pants above that?
Wow.
So I now know the answer to that question. But, you know, it was kind of like I couldn't even shop at the same places I had been shopping. And that left me feeling really defeated, really discouraged, and bad about myself.
Yeah.
You know, like if your self-esteem doesn't take a hit enough, just being larger, now it's like I can't even buy clothes where I've always shopped, or where my friends shop, or like where my email coupons are coming from. I wouldn't be able to wear their clothes.
Wow. And I've never even had that angle or perspective, and I'm happy that you had the mental capacity to say enough is enough and what to change my life. And I remember meeting you because we had a mindset meeting, I believe, and I know when people are serious because they start to eradicate the excuses faster. And what I mean by that is they don't let those excuses keep popping up week after week. Instead, they show up week after week, and that's what you did. And I saw that, and I was like, man, we have potential to have a crazy transformation. And what, 6 months later, tell the viewers your numbers.
So I started at 213. I'm 45 pounds down now. Ooh. So I think I'm at like 168.
You gotta do the happy dance. Hey.
I'm at 168, feeling myself.
Feeling good. Hey, just like I should.
So I actually, we take certain measurements in the gym, and then I took a few more at home. You know, like I did like upper bust, under bust. We don't typically do that in the gym. And my arms and things. And so cumulatively, it's like 30.7 or something inches. And then
37 inches are gone.
No, 30.7. So 30 inches.
Oh, 30
almost 31.
Okay, so 30.
So, you know, you keep 30, all your wins.
Yeah, 31 inches, 45 pounds.
And so, and then my BMI went from, I think it was 34 to 26 or 36. 34 to, yeah. What was it? I can't remember now. It was like 9%.
But I want people to understand, so your BMI, which is your body mass index, that's your lean muscle versus your body fat. So she was able to decrease it by 8-9% within 6 months. Now just think about the next 6 months. That's when it gets really fun, because you're getting to your natural body state. And I have a thing for moms simply because they go through the most changes with their bodies when they're having kids, and men will never understand ever. And I see it because I train over 250, 300 moms, and it's a mental battle more than a physical a lot of times. I think you could vouch for that. And that's one of my slogans is get your mind right, because if you can get to the mental state to where, okay, I've told myself all these excuses, when is it time to switch that up? And I think with this community that we have here, it helps someone like yourself find that encouragement, find that accountability partner, find Shanna who helps you your first day at class, right? So when you hear the word community, what's the first thought or what comes to mind when you hear the word community?
So I think, especially in regards to the gym, I found this like fellowship in common goals. Mm-hmm. Like we're all here. Some of us have a weight loss journey, right? Some of us are super fit. You know, there are women in here that I'm like, one day I'll be able to do that.
That's awesome.
but like this idea that we're all here just trying to like better ourselves. I mean, we're all here to be healthier.
Yeah.
We're all here because, you know, what's recommended is to move your body. We're all here so that way we can keep up with our kids. We can, you know, society has all these ever-changing and tacking on demands of your time and your energy and your effort, and you have to be able to keep up with all that, sustain that momentum. And so, you know, when I come here, I feel motivated by the men and women who are more powerful than me. You know, it's recently been brought to me, right, that like people have watched me now and they were like, if you can do it now, I know I can. Wow. Because they saw where I started. They are there now. And, you know, and they've seen that it is possible. Like it became a little more real, a little more tangible, like attainable. And so I feel like when I come here, like not only am I able to uplift, but I'm being uplifted. I'm being encouraged, right?
That's
like
powerful.
Like women are behind me. Well, men and women are behind me yelling like, yeah, one more. You know, like I remember the day that David walked up to me and, you know, because the rowers keep going even when the stations change.
Yeah.
And he was like, only 100 more meters. You've got a minute. Do it. Like, and he just was like standing there cheering me on.
That's powerful.
Right. And then that was sort of like the start of my friendship with another gym member.
Yeah.
Right. And so, and he continues to challenge me, right? Because obviously he's been going at this a lot longer.
I call him Double Up Dave.
And and he's stronger, but he's stayed encouraging.
Yeah, he is.
You know, and so it's having people who believe in you when you don't, or tell you that you can when you think you can't. You know, and so I don't know how much effort I would have given on the rower that day, but once I knew somebody was watching and was like, you got this.
Yeah, you turned
right?
it up.
Like I was like, okay. And then I just like, I tried even harder.
Yeah.
Instead of maybe being like, oh, it's my last 30 seconds. It's fine.
And cruise through it.
Yeah. So
that's powerful.
Things like that. And I have so many of those
moments,
10-second interactions that have like built up this ability in me to believe I got this. Like I can do this.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And it's kind of cool because you build this culture. I feel like it's more of a culture, and people from the outside in, right? I know we call each other the Find a Way family. So other people are looking from the outside in, but like, hey, they're a little cult over there. And I always tell people, if you think a cult of people just trying to get healthy and fit, if that's a cult of like-minded people trying to just better themselves, right? Create these transformations, right? And have people hold them accountable, encourage them, speak life into them. Then we're a cult, if that's the case. That is what it is. Find a Way cult, sign up here. But on a more serious note, if you could tell the younger Kristen, say 10, 15 years, so what, 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, so going into 18, 20, let's say that. If you could talk to her and say, here are some things I would like to tell you about health and fitness before you come meet the older self, what would you tell your younger self at that moment?
I would probably have said don't stop, right? Like I was really active in my teenage years. I did a lot of team sports. I was super physically fit. In fact, I used to joke, and it's actually not very funny, but, you know, I would tell my husband, like, I ate the person you married.
Oh.
Isn't that terrible?
Yeah.
Like a terrible thing to say to yourself.
Whoa. Does that mean like you gain all this weight because you gained
so
that much weight?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But that's after the babies, right?
Well,
That's
I
after
mean,
two
I was a
kids.
little bit before. You get comfortable, like you're married. You only need to.
I call it happy weight.
Work so well, yes, and super, and I'm super happily married. But part of it too is because we were married so young. We did all of college together and married.
Wow. I
So
didn't think about
super broke college kids trying to survive. You know, and.
What college did you guys go to?
So I started at Wake Tech and transferred to NC State, and my husband was at NC State the whole time.
NC State. I'm sorry about that.
No, we love it.
Shout out
We
East
bleed
Carolina.
red.
East Carolina, man. I don't know what's wrong with these NC State wolf puppies coming up. No, I'm joking. So you would tell the younger self,
if I would have
don't
just
stop.
kept up with even just some of what I'd been doing, right? But I continued to eat the way I always had, which was pretty trashy, you know, like when you're in high school, you love pizza and soda and all the things. And in
even
college, it's super cheap and readily available,
Yeah.
right? And I continued to eat that way, and I stopped moving. With the exception of like, walking across a college campus.
Yeah.
You drive a car, you ride the bus,
Yeah.
there was just so much change in one arena with absolutely no change in the other. And what that evolved into was weight gain, right?
Yeah.
I stopped moving
Stagnant.
and I kept eating.
Yeah.
And I also developed like this love of cooking. I mean, I kind of knew how to cook, but I've gotten like pretty good at it. And so I kind of was like, oh, I'd rather die fat than,
Oh my God.
like, I want to eat the good food. I want to like be happy, not skinny anyway. But not that I think you need to be skinny to be happy.
And I don't
but
think
there's
it's
a
more
balance of the
skinny.
health. Yeah.
I don't think it's skinny. I think it's more just healthy.
Yeah. What
Because
does
everybody's
that mean?
skinny is different.
Right.
Right? Everybody's genetic makeup, right? Family history. There's so many variables to what you're skinny. So you can name really your own skinny. And when you get these numbers, your BMI, you start measuring the inches around your body. You know what it feels like to feel good. And when you get to that moment, and I don't think you maxed out your transformation yet. I think you still have a lot of room to go. But just think about that feeling of how you felt before, trying to take the perfect angle so that way people didn't see how big your stomach was or how big you look at this angle, to where you are now, to where you're just glowing, right? You just posted your transformation on Facebook and it blew up. I got messages, DMs, emails of people asking, what do I got to do that Kristen did to lose 10, 20, 30 pounds? And we got people starting this week just inspired from your transformation, which I think is very powerful. When one person makes that step and is saying, hey, I'm about to change my life. And what you indirectly do is change somebody else's life. And I think that's one of the most powerful moments. So for you, and I guess that was your find a way moment, because that was my closing question is, what was a find a way moment in your life, like when life just smacked you in the face, everything seems crashing down, right? When was that find a way moment to where you had to somehow get through that moment where it was your mindset, or you had to stop giving that negative self-talk, or you just said, you know what, enough is enough. I'm either going to find an excuse or I'm going to find a way, and you found a way. When was that time?
So without getting too much into that side of things, so my son was diagnosed with autism, and that led to even more emotional eating. It also was really a turning point, not only like in my parenting, but also in just our lives in general. Like it was really a moment of where I could set limits for us, for my son, for our family, for what we would be capable of, for what he would be capable of. Or I could like refuse to accept what people were telling me and say, like, I'm going to give every opportunity to this and like see what happens, right? And so as I slowly got into like advocating for him and making sure his needs were met, I realized that I was doing none of those things for myself, right? And nobody was going to speak up for me except for me. And so here I am fighting for this 3 and 4 and 5-year-old and completely putting myself in the back seat, which I don't think there's a mother out there that wouldn't do that in that situation. So I try not to hold myself like too harshly to, the choices I made in the moment. But it definitely was like, if you can fight this hard for somebody else, like why can't you put like 1/10 of that into you, right? And so because I was in hours and hours worth of IEP meetings where I was like prepared to die on that hill, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, this won't stand. I won't take this.
Yeah.
I need more from you. I expect better in this situation. I need more answers, or, all those things. And now I realize, just even saying to my husband, I need this. This is something that I need for me. And I still spend, now with homeschooling, with virtual school, I still spend so much of my day dedicated to someone's needs that are not my own and that take a lot from me mentally and physically.
Yeah.
And so I just said, I need to do this.
Yeah.
I need this for my mental stability, my emotional, self-care, but also like physically. I was getting to a point where I could, it like hurt to get on and off the floor.
Yeah.
Or I'd be like having to get onto all fours to then stand up instead of just being able to sit down and stand up.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, this isn't going to get any easier. And he's not getting any smaller.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like this combination of all these things that like culminated into me saying like, I have to do something. And it needed to be something that was mine. Because my husband was like, well, I could do it with you. And I was like, I can't, because you can't be that crutch.
Yeah.
You can't be what makes me get out of bed to do this. Like,
that's
you
powerful.
can't.
That's powerful.
And so it kind of evolved from there. And in our first mindset meeting, I was like, Kevin, like rigor mortis has set in. I can't move.
Yeah.
Everything hurts.
Yeah.
And you're like, just like 3 days a week. And I think to start out, till you get comfortable, till things, get a little less like sore. And I was just like, if I set that now, that will be my standard. And so I decided then that I would come all 6 days.
Ooh.
And ever since then.
And these workouts are not easy, ladies and gentlemen. They're not easy.
Ever since then, almost every week, I've been here all 6 days of the week.
Golly.
And
so I want people to put that in perspective. 'Cause I don't want people to just say, hey, I'm going to lose 45 pounds, 30 plus inches, and work out 3 times a week and not only eat. You're probably eating what? If you had to rate your nutrition from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being very good, what was your nutrition during that 6-month transition?
During the 6 months, probably like a 9.
Okay.
Like I would not say I
Okay.
was perfect.
No, that's fine. And we don't expect perfect, but a 9 out of 10, which meaning you're eating very healthy, including weekends, I'm assuming, in order to lose that weight. So when people see this video, I don't want you to think, I'm going to come to Find a Way, I'm going to work out 2 to 3 times a week, eat a 6 out of 10, and lose 45 pounds and 30 inches. No, this lady in front of you you're seeing here worked out 6 times a week. If we were up on Sunday, she probably would have came 7. And then she lost 30 plus inches, and that's all nutrition. People always say that nutrition is 80% of the game and 20% is the work. I take care of the work. So when you come in the gym, you don't have to think about nothing. But the real battle, what people don't understand, is the nutrition, because you got events going on every weekend, right? It's always somebody's birthday. It's always Christmas and Thanksgiving just passed. We got New Year's that just passed, right? You got friends that want to meet up for wine, whatever it is. Those are just those distractions where people can't win those battles at times. So let's be real.
I have to say too that something that really helped me was making the decision beforehand. So like I told myself, like your grace period, like you can eat what you want on your birthday, right? And on Christmas Day, eat the meal, right?
Yeah.
And I put whatever I wanted on my plate, and I didn't think twice about it, right? And on Thanksgiving, the same day. But I didn't eat that way the day before and the day after. And we didn't take home 8 pounds of leftovers. Like we didn't.
So those changes.
Right. So it was making the decision beforehand that like this was what I was going to do. Made it so I didn't have to make the decision in the moment when like pie was being handed to me. And so I already knew I wasn't going to eat that tomorrow, so why would I take that?
And I do want to say that she every Sunday she orders her meal prep. We have a partner here with Clean Eats Raleigh, and she's able to order her meals throughout the week. Come to the gym, pick them up Monday morning, so it sets her up for success. I always tell people there's 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Okay, so if you're prepared for the week, best believe you get to work out. You end up going into your day, right? Because you work out in the morning, so you finish up before 10:30, and you don't have to think about what you're going to eat, because when you're in that convenience mode, you're susceptible to picking up something quick, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, whatever your go-to is. So always understand, if you can prepare your week, you're going to set yourself up for success 5-10x more efficient. And without that being said, I'm so proud of you. It's powerful to see somebody not only say it, but do it.
Yeah.
And I always try to preach this find a way mentality, because I don't care what you're going on throughout your life. I care about what you're going to do to find a way through it. I'm a solution-based leader, right? And I want to show people that it doesn't matter, literally, whatever's going through your life. If you have a breath of fresh air, right, you can find a way to do something every minute of the day. Every day you got a decision. And you literally harness the whole find a way mentality. And I'm super proud of you. I want to thank you for coming on to the Find a Way podcast, and I think a lot of people are going to be inspired when they hear your story.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yes, for sure.